My name is Martin Kavanagh. I'm talking to Robert Hovenden today about his farming system in Douro. Robert, tell us a little bit about your farming system.
I'm a mainly spring calving dairy farmer. I'm from Douro and Laois. I calve 80% of the cows or 90% of the cows in the spring, and a few empty ones in October every year. I don't stop milking over the winter, and I like to keep my good empty cows, carry them on, and they go with the empty cows next year for the winter. But mainly spring. I have calved, there's 100 cows calved in the last 5 weeks.
Are you farming on your own?
I am, unfortunately. Has to be easy to manage cow. Has to be simple, as simple cow as I can have.
What's your kilos of milk solids and fat and protein that you're producing?
We're in around the 600 kilos at the moment. Like the average fat is 483, and 3.8 protein. The old system that the companies had, the RBI, I didn't agree with it, and I got interested in it from there, and I started forming my own type cow that I'd like. And I always looked at the brochures that I get, and I go for solids over milk, and fertility.
Relating to your choice of the cow of the future, what are the key pieces within the genetics that you're focusing on?
I still basically have the same mindset. I'm looking for more. Like I think I wouldn't settle for where we are. Yeah, we've for want of a better way of saying, we've cruised in. I kind of cruised into where I am like at the moment, and I'd like to aim for 650 kilos of solids in the future with the same type cow.
What is your main feed base?
My feed base is grass mainly, and last year 1.2 tons of meal. I would always be aiming towards the cow that'll work off of grass as best. Like, if you're to say the best way to describe it is your better cows in the herd are probably the cows that you're looking to the future, like for, if you understand what I'm saying, like they're doing the 700 kilos, 750. There's even cows doing 800 kilos of solids in the herd, and they're working to the same system, the same feed base, the same, like I don't have special feeders in the milking parlour. Every cow gets the same feed regardless of yield, because she's been substituted when she's getting meal. There isn't enough grass.
Tell me a little bit, Robert, about why you've chosen to go AI completely.
Any cow that has a problem, temperament, feet, anything, I'll put a beef straw in her. That's the advantage of doing AI. You have control over it. Then the rest, I will say there's 85-90% of the cows I will put a Frisian straw in her, because if they have a heifer, it's a good heifer, like, you know. And going forward, maybe I might lean a little bit more towards, from my own point of view, of going the dairy side of it a little bit earlier. We'll stop in a little bit earlier, like, and finishing up with more, we'll say, the beef end of it, that I sell all the calves, that they're gone and I'm free of them. Like,
what are your goals when you're selecting bulls through AI for your beef system, for dairy beef? What's influencing your choice?
My goal with the beef system is to supply a calf that's in demand for the beef man. I'll be honest with you, I don't know an awful lot about the beef end of it, like, so I'm kind of just going on what I think is right. Like, the beef side of my enterprise is all about me not having hardship. So, like, if the beef bull doesn't, if he's causing me that, I won't be using him, like, you know. So calving ease is absolutely essential. I don't want to be getting up in the middle of the night to calve cows, to pull calves out of cows. And I have, as of now, I have 100 cows calved, and I have been in the yard about 4 times this year during the night.
Tell me a little bit about your heat detection system.
My heat detection system is tail paint.
You also use some vasectomized bulls.
I do. I have two teaser bulls to go with the heifers, and they might come back to the cows, but in general, I don't bring them home to the cows now. I just use the tail paint. When you're milking the cows twice a day, if the tail paint is gone, it's a no-brainer.
Why don't you use stock bulls?
My honest answer is, a long time ago, I thought the worst AI bull is better than the best stock bull, and I've never lost that. And I can't go back to a bull. I just couldn't. It's not in me to do it. Like,
can you give us some advice on what you could have done better in your journey to get to where you are today?
Well, I don't think you can be too good at the grass. That's my honest opinion. I think we have a lot to learn still on the manure side of things and all that, but no matter what's happening, it has to still, grass has to still be the number one in my system anyway.
Explain to me, Robert, why you're not choosing milk volume, or milk volume is not the major criteria that you're selecting for AI in your bulls.
Well, again, it's back to, this is purely my own theory, but if the bull is producing 300 kilos of milk extra to get the solids, that's not the answer to the problem for me anyway. What I like is the bull that, if he is producing a positive, let it be a small positive with a big solids percentage in his heifers, we'll say. And that, well, in my head anyway, that has to be bringing up my solids. And the proof is in my herd at the moment. Like, I've done it since I left school. Like, I have had this theory, and I've gotten to where I am, like, doing what I'm doing. So like, I think I must be doing something right. That's basically the size of it. I have no control over the co-op price of milk, but I have control over the extra cent or 5 cent or 10 cent that I can get for the solids, which at the moment is, my base price last year was 45 cent for milk. So that's the 10 cent there from Glanbia, or the 9 cent from Glanbia. That's the important money to me. That's the money I have control over. It's there for me to get if I'm good enough to get it out of the system.